Hi, everyone. Good morning. It's Rita from Miss Rita to the Rescue here for Cricut Chat this morning, Tuesday, December 15th, I think. December 15th. I am getting so excited because Christmas is coming and, I'm just having a whole lot of fun. Today we're doing, as I mentioned, we're going to be working on Infusible Ink Coasters. And we're going to be using the Joy for that and some really fun infusible ink and some great new graphics. That I found in Cricut Design Space using, the reason why I have this out is because we're going to use that same technique where we use a shape and then slice out the image. So I wanted to remind you of that. These are great. These coasters are available from Cricut. They're compatible with infusible ink and they come in a 4-count. And I have not been able to find anything else that works for this. And I've done coasters before, but I thought that I'd do some that were like stay at home, let's get cozy sort of theme for this Christmas. So I wanted to show you how to do that. But before I do that, hey, keep quiet, please. Before I do that, I wanted to just tell you that as of this time, this broadcast, I am less than 10 people away from my 10,000 subscriber goal on YouTube. So if you have not yet subscribed, would you please do that? Because I want to hit that goal so badly, and it doesn't cost you anything. And there's a great resource there of all videos and stuff. So let's hit that goal today. That would be so awesome. Anyway, so that's on YouTube, and you can find me on YouTube at Miss Rita to the Rescue. So hello, I'm going to say my hellos and then we'll get started. Susan's asking about the snowstorm. We have not received it yet, and I can tell it's coming though, just because, I don't know if I'm just because I'm a Yankee or what, but it's very cold. Usually before a snowstorm, we get like a really cold burst, and it's very, bright, very sunshiny, and the storm is coming tomorrow. And Owen's he's only got school until Thursday, but he's sort of taking bets that he won't have to go to school on Thursday. He's been going every day to school. He goes to a full-time school, but it's a small school, so they haven't had any, like, they have some kids that work from home, but most of them do go into the school. And so he's pretty excited because his last day is Thursday, and now he's taking bets that he won't have to go in Thursday. He's hopeful, and then he'll be off until after the 1st. And it's a long break this time because the school is moving to a brand new campus. It's growing so much that they're moving to a brand new campus. So yes, that's kind of thing. Am I all stocked up? Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, and I'm sure it's everywhere, but the big joke that goes around here is, everybody has to get milk and bread whenever there's a storm. Well, we don't drink milk in this household, so I don't have to worry about that. But if you go to the grocery store, like today, because the storm is tomorrow, the place is packed. I remember one time going with my sister, and we were in a line that scaled the entire store all the way back to the store hours, just because we had kids then, and we did have a need for milk and bread, and it was just like awful. So yeah, I'm stocked up. I don't know if you guys do this now or what, but ever since the pandemic, I have just kept my pantry really stocked up. Oh, yeah. I know. That's what I was thinking is that now that the kids, we used to have things like called snow days. And so whenever they had snow days, it was no school, right? But now that all these schools know how to do remote, then they won't be having snow days like we used to have. But anyway, so enough chatter. Yeah, my pantry's well stocked. I have enough food to feed all of us for a very long time. I hope you do too. And it's going to hit the entire East Coast. So yeah, definitely stock up if you are on the East Coast, and thank you for thinking of me. All right, so let's talk about these coasters. So these came out last year, I think. They're so awesome. They're these 4 coasters. They're really high quality. I think that they would make a fabulous gift, and they've got like a specially treated coating on the front, and then on the back it's like just regular like plaster or ceramic. I think it's ceramic. You are in it. I don't know. It's like, it's sort of like, I used to do that like come the fall because Annette's saying she's stocking up too. But I mean, it's like, I'm getting like, every time I go, I'm like, chicken, I need chicken. I need pasta, I need beans. like it's the end of the world, but it's not. So anyway, so these coasters come in a 4-pack, and you can still find them. I think they have them at Cricut. They're really fun, and using infusible ink, and you can use this with the Joy, but of course you can also use it on the Maker or the Explore, no problem. And but you do need something very, very hot. You need an EasyPress that goes up to 400 degrees for these. Now, if you have an original EasyPress, you can check out how to do it on the original EasyPress by going to our heat guide. Now, here's our heat guide. Remember that heat guide you want to bookmark on your Google software for the internet. Okay, you guys, making a lot of noise. So you can choose the original EasyPress and choose Infusible Ink transfer sheet and do ceramic coaster, and it's less because that's the difference between the 1 and the 2. It only goes up to 360. But if you chose the EasyPress 2 and you chose where's our thing? Infusible ink transfer sheet and the I did the wrong thing. Coaster, ceramic coaster. It's actually 400 degrees, and it needs that sustained 400 degrees for 240 seconds. So that's what, 4 minutes. Right. And toilet paper. Yep. Right, Diana. So it does require a sustained heat. Now, what would happen if you used an iron? It probably wouldn't work. I don't think it would even work with the mini. I think you'd get some, but this is the sort of thing that if you have an EasyPress, the regular size EasyPress, it's perfect for this application. And then what we'll do is to get this kind of, and I actually kind of messed up. I'm going to show you, but I messed up here because I actually moved my EasyPress after I put it together. I bumped into it actually. And so it got a little bit weird here, but that's okay because I'm going to use them in my own house, and I'm the only one that really will notice that. So yeah, I did EasyPress and the infusible ink, and see what happens. I cut this circle out larger than the ceramic coaster, and I sliced in this image that says let's get cozy, and then once I heated it all the way, the ink actually disappears. See how it turns kind of whitish? That is all that ink has turned into a gas and gone into my coaster. That's why you need that extreme heat. Okay, so let's talk about where we got these images and how to cut them out and all of that. Okay, so we're going to go to my Cricut design space. I'm using my iPad iPad. You don't have to use an iPad. You can use a desktop or a laptop or whatever you want to use, even your phone. And so to make these Infusible Ink Coasters, I went and got I got these really cute things. It's called round. They're in round. I think it's in round. So I went to image. Let's show you. I went to images, add image. I highlighted categories and image sets. And then I typed in the word round. And it brought up round coasters, which there's 56 different ones here. But these aren't the ones that I'm going to be using, but I just thought someone was asking me, where did they get that slice? And this is where you'd find it, under round. And there's even like donuts and all kinds of wonderful things. So this is, if you just want to do like the plain, coasters, this is where you would get them, and you don't have to do anything to these images. However, I wanted to use these because they were kind of winter phrased ones, and that's what it's called, round winter phrases. And so I found 4 from here, and one of them being like, let's snuggle, and then I've done let's stay home, shh, let's get cozy, because I was trying to go for a theme of like, staying home and just enjoying our time together as a family. So I'm going to insert one of those. I'm going to move these over so you can see what I'm doing. Oops, sorry. Okay, so I have a round image, and I have to worry about a couple of things. Yep, you can throw these in the dishwasher. These are dishwasher safe, definitely. Okay, so I have a round image, but what I want is that negative effect like we did here, where the words actually aren't done in infusible ink, just the background is. So in order to get that sort of negative image, what I need to do first is I want all of this to be cut out in the infusible ink. So the first thing I'm going to do is weld the image, because I want for it all to be the same cutout. If you have several colors, it will be several cutouts, and I don't want that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to edit down here. See, edit, and wait, actions. I'm sorry, actions. And I'm going to weld it. And what welding does is it will make it all one color, okay? Then what I'm going to do is I am going to insert a circle by using shapes, okay? See that? So I inserted a circle, and I'm going to make my circle bigger than the coaster, because what I want to do is I want it to sort of go over the edge like this, so that it's not like at a white ring. And so these coasters are 3.6. Let me just see where I saw that. Here we go. 3.6 inches in diameter. So I'm going to turn my circle into 4 inches. Okay. And I do that by going to edit, and I'm just changing it to 4. I think 4 is perfect, okay? So here's my circle, and now I have to make my image smaller than the circle, because you see it's kind of overlapping here. So I want to change my image to, I don't know, let's do 3.2, because that will give enough space around this. And let me just arrange this to the back. Okay, so now I have these 2 separate images. I have my circle, which is 4 inches, going to be perfect overlap, right? And then I have my Let's Snuggle, all welded and sized at a 3.2. So that's perfect. So I am just going to line it up where I think it looks even on that circle, okay? And then I'm going to select them both. And I just do that with my finger, you see. And I'm going to go to actions. And I am going to slice. And then I start to peel off the layers. And there's my image all done. So now I can use that and cut it out in Infusible ink. And that's what I did with all of these, you see? I just took the original image, and I can show you that again if that's interesting to you. So we take an image, right? We weld it, we resize it to 3.2, let's say. Then we add a shape, make the shape circle. We add a circle, I mean, and we make the circle 4 inches, which is bigger than the coaster. And then I move it to the back. And I arrange it on the circle like this, just so that it's perfect, okay? And then I select them both, and I go to Actions, Slice, and then I peel off these layers. That's it, folks. This is what we're doing. We're reversing the image so that you can use this. You can use this image so that the actual infusible ink will be on the background here, and the letters will just be nothing. So that's why we have this aluminum like look here, and that's why we have the white coming through from the coasters here, because I wanted to really get that infusible ink. It's so pretty, and I wanted to do that there. So okay, so once we're done with that, and you have, let's say you have all 4. I'm just going to get rid of these ones because we did them, and these are all sized. Yeah, I do. I'm just thinking using the square coasters. The squares you could do, yeah, you can use the square ones too. Just put a square in, and do the same procedure or the same, steps, okay? So when you're ready to make it, and I'm going to be using my Joy, okay? So the infusible ink, it comes in Joy size infusible ink, but you could also use the boxed infusible ink. And what you would have to do if you use the boxed infusible ink is to cut it 4.5 inches this way, and it's 12 inches long. Okay? And we're going to put it on a mat. Infusible ink does not come as smart, like a smart material, okay? So you do definitely have to put it on a mat. And one of the things I want to point out here is that this is one of those variegated ones, and I think that I would like to start on this side because it's going to cut out 2 here, and I think having that blue and then the pink would be really cool, or you can move them on your mat. All right, so I have connected my Joy, going to, let's see here, going to my settings, I went to Bluetooth and I connected my Joy right here. All right, and then after I do that, in the Cricut app, I'm going to make sure that my machine selection is Joy as well. And then all I have to do is hit Make It. We're going to put this on the mat. All right, now we have 4, and I'm going to want to make good use of my material. So rather than putting it on a 6-inch mat, I'm going to put it on a 12-inch mat. So by doing that, I'm going to go up here to that little square, right? And I'm going to change my material size to 12 inches. That way, my 4 go on to 2 mats, and I'm only going to be using 2 strips of infusible ink. But before I get there, I need to turn the mirror on, because you always mirror when you do any kind of iron on, because otherwise the letters will not show up in the right order. You won't be able to read it. So here's mirror. There's a toggle switch, and infusible ink is a type of iron on. So we got to just hit that toggle switch and do it for both. Do it for both, you see? And now all of a sudden our images are backward like this, okay? Then we hit continue. And we're going to choose the material, and we can just hit all materials, or you can favorite the Infusible ink if you wanted to. And Infusible ink, by the way, is listed under Iron-On. See here, Infusible ink transfer sheets, and I already have it favorited, but that's what I'm going to choose. And it does remind us to make sure to mirror our image and that the material is ink side up, okay? And I'm going to choose remember. And then all I have to do is put this into the machine. It will check to see that the mat is aligned properly. And then once it's done that, we just hit go when it shows up, go. And it will prepare and cut those two images using that mat. And then I would do the same thing going to the second mat. I would have a cutout that I would put on there. So we're going to let that cut. While that cuts, I'm going to show you a little bit about the heating up process and getting the image to go onto the coaster. Make a little room here. Okay, so we're going to go back to our heat guide here, and we're going to make sure that we choose all the right things. I've got a heat guide, Infusible ink transfer sheet, and the ceramic coaster, and I hit apply, and it tells me that I need to heat my machine up to 400 degrees, and I don't need to remind you that this is extremely hot, so I would not be doing this with your littles. They can help you design and sort of cut it out, but please, 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 just adult use only. It's very, very hot. So it's 400 degrees and it's 240 seconds, which I have already put on my EasyPress. I'm going to move it over so you can see what I'm talking about. So here my EasyPress is set for 400 for 240 seconds, and that time and temperature is really important, okay? So before we go and press it, and I know you're eager to press it, we need to set up a sandwich here. So we need to make sure we put our pad, our Cricut pad right here. And then we've got cardstock, which I have. We are going to put the design facing up this time and the ceramic coaster facing down. So in this case, we're going to put this shiny side down, and we're going to take our, I already cut these out once before, but we're going to take this, and this is going to go on this way. And this is what I meant about trying to get it on there really well. You can use tape. There's a heat transfer, what do they call it? Heat tape, but I didn't use it for this. So this is the way that we're going to do it. And then we're going to put the butcher paper over that, and then we're going to put the EasyPress. Now listen, I tried to cut a corner and do more than one at a time, and it didn't work out well. So I suggest if you're going to make a set of these, that you do them one at a time. And when you get done with them, it is the cardstock is to protect your mat, and also it's to protect your mat and to keep any like liquid moisture out of the process, because moisture is not a friend to infusible ink. Yeah. So thank you, Annette. Okay, so we're done actually, and so let me unload this, and I can show you. I'm going to move the Joy over, but here it's done. So I'm just going to peel it off of my mat. It actually cut through there. Okay, so we're going to peel it off my mat, put my mat away. And now I'm going to take my scissors. Now I want to cut between these two pieces. First of all, I have a little bit left that I could probably use for some other reason, so I'm going to save that. But here are two that we've done, and what we're going to do is we want this background to be there, so we're going to peel off the round part. around it, if that makes sense. And then we're going to just kind of fold it a little bit so that we can like roll it kind of thing, so we can get these letters off. Now you can also use your weeding tool for this. I struggle with the weeding tool with Infusible ink, but I have seen people use it and it's certainly fine. But I just think this whole, you know, just kind of rolling and removing the letters works well for me. Now watch out for things like this with, this is where I would use my weeding tool because I want the inside of my O to show up. Oh, I would normally be doing this on a flat surface, so I wouldn't be poking my finger. Okay, there we go. All right, and we're just going to go and remove all of the cutouts, which I'm doing here. Removing the cutouts, pretty easy. If something like accidentally comes off on this, which this one it won't, because we're removing the actual cut part, you can stick it back on, okay? And then there are also some little dots here. The dots do work well taking out with the weeding tool. So I would go around and remove all of the dots, okay? Just like here, I removed all the dots. Actually, I didn't remove this dot, okay? So that is how we weed Infusible ink. We can do this one too. This one looks easier, no dots. Just like that. See, I don't do well with the weeding tool for some reason. I just don't. So, so go ahead, and I would suggest you cut these all out first and get them all, get your place all cleaned up, and you know, so cut them out and weed them before you get the EasyPress involved. It will just make things a whole lot simpler for you. I mean, obviously I have mine on, and I'm working in a different way than you might, just simply because of, for the video, but you'll do better. You'll be neater about it than I am. And here we just have that little E, the middle of the E. What is that space called? We never found out what that space is called. All right, so it says Our Happy Place. And I've got this one, it says Let's Snuggle, and then this one's Let's Get Cozy, which I already did. And then this one, which is also Our Happy Place. So where are the other ones that I got? Yeah, I'm going to end up with 8 coasters instead of 4, but that's okay. So you get the idea here, okay? So once you get it all cleaned up, right? We're going to turn on our EasyPress, get it heated up. Let's clean my little workspace here. Make sure I get rid of all of these little pieces, because they have a tendency to sort of make their way into my project. So here's my mat. Okay, and on the mat, I'm going to put my cardstock, just regular old cardstock. It's actually really thick cardstock because I had it left over. And let me just check my design, make sure it's fully cleaned off. And it isn't. There's a little tiny dot there. Okay, let's stay home. Okay, so then we're going to put, remember what it said on the heat guide, we're going to put our design face up. Okay, well, let's just double check that heat guide and make sure we're doing it right. Heat guide. So mat, cardstock, design face up, coaster face down, and then the butcher paper, and then the EasyPress. So here's our design face up. Here's our coaster face down. I'm going to try to avoid bumping it, which is what I did before I came on. So I'm going to put it on there. And you see that our design is, let me move this slightly, okay? You see that our design is, okay, there we go. Our design is centered on, and it's kind of overlapping. We wanted it that way because we wanted to kind of go around the corners of the coaster. Now we need some butcher paper. And remember that butcher paper does come in the Infusible Ink sheets, or when you buy the sheets, and it also comes in on the smaller sheets as well. Right there, it's in there. Okay, so we're all set and we're ready. My EasyPress is heated to 400 degrees and 240 seconds. So I am just going to place it on there. I am not going to move it, okay, or bump it. I'm going to try not to bump it, which is what I did before. And you have to give it the whole 4 minutes, okay? So you cannot move it because it will cause ghosting, and try not to bump it accidentally. So that's why I have my hand on it. It's not that I need to press down, but I'm trying to avoid this where it kind of ghosted here and sort of didn't come off correctly, okay? Yeah, so when you're cutting this, you're going to mirror the image, and you're going to put, this is the back. It's part of the transfer, right? And this is the ink. So the way that it goes on the mat is this way. Mirror the image so that when you do get it cut out and you are going to press it, and even though we're pressing it like backward, it's going to be correct. Because this is a little tiny bit different than when we did, say, a t-shirt, because we would put the shirt down first and then put the good side, right, onto the mat. So that's why it's really important to check that heat guide. Really, really important. Now, one thing I will tell you, I think I got interrupted, so I apologize. One thing that I will tell you is that this, when it comes off, is super, super hot, okay? And you are going to, shiny side of the coaster down, right? So here we go, just to kind of show you again. So here's my my design. I'm going to put it this way, okay? Shiny side down over it. So if you just kind of, if you were like able to see the way that it goes on, it's going to go on correctly. And it does take a long time. You're right, Susan. 4 minutes, and you really don't want to bump it, move it, or anything. And try to do them one at a time. I tried to cut corners once and did like 2 at a time. It didn't really make a whole lot of sense for me. It kind of didn't come out as good as I wanted it to. So here we go in there. Okay, so while I'm waiting for this to be done, tomorrow, we are going to be making unicorn ornaments. So if you are going to go out to the store and you're looking for some supplies, I'm just using a regular ball, clear ball ornament. Mine's, I think it's like a 4-inch ornament, a 3-inch ornament. So we're going to use that, and I'm going to use some glitter that's kind of unicorny glitter. This can be done on the Joy, and I use a little bit of felt, like white and pink felt. So if you have that hanging around, white and pink felt, we're going to make rolled flowers for his crown, and the unicorn I'm making out of Sculpey clay, and I'm going to show you that tomorrow, but it needed to be heated up in the toaster oven for 15 minutes. So so it was kind of like a little, I went to Michael's yesterday and I was like really stunned with how empty it was. So it's really, you know, if you can't find this stuff, we can do alternate types of ideas for the materials. Okay, so our 4 minutes is now up. I'm going to remove my EasyPress, put it back on the cradle, and I will remove the butcher paper just so you can see, but I am not going to touch this. And yes, you can use the blue paper. I am going to take away the matte because the matte holds some heat. And I want to be able to show you this when it's done. So put this over here. And, you know, again, it's just super hot. I know you want to touch it because I want to touch it. But it is so super hot and you really need to be very, very careful about it. So, you know, if, for instance, you are like dying to touch it, you could certainly do your next one. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to take up too much of your time, but you could certainly set up your next one, taking another sheet and then taking your, is this the right one? Let's snuggle. Let's get cozy. I didn't finish cleaning this one off. So let's snuggle is the next one. And then I could take my coaster and just, oops, that's the one I already did. Take this coaster and get this set up for the next one. Like this. I could even start it up. I'm not going to do that because, or unless I kind of move it over, but I can get it all set up. You know what I mean? So while it's waiting and cooling, you can develop your own little process here. But so this is for the next time we do that one. So even now, it's probably still hot and too hot, but because I don't want to keep you waiting around, I'm going to try to flip it over without using my fingers, and there you go. Can you see that? Now, so see what happened here? All of that infusible ink came off, turned it white, and put that ink that turned into a gas into this coaster. And this coaster is completely, it's not like it's got vinyl on it or even iron on. It is completely flat. Yes, it can go in the dishwasher. It's safe for dishwasher. I want to just see if it's, not that you'd ever put it in the microwave, but I think it would be microwave compatible as well, but I don't know for sure. But that is it. It's on there. There's nothing getting off of this. And I could see doing this with, say, Buffalo Check, although we've used Buffalo Check a lot, so I wanted to try something different for this. But it does remain very hot for a long time, and you know that you've done it right when all of that ink is off and it's turned sort of white, and this becomes trash. You're going to just throw that out. And that is it to do these infusible ink coasters. So easy to do. Makes a great gift. I've done these in different styles before. I don't think that you'll have a hard time doing it. You do need an EasyPress 2 or something that heats up to 400 degrees for a sustained 400 degrees of 4 minutes. And definitely use the heat guide. Be very careful. It is very, very hot. Okay, so that is it. Boy, this infusible ink is so quick. You could have these done in an afternoon. Yeah, you could glue a little, Miss Rita, would you please show the back of the coasters? Some are asking about it scratching. Okay, so here's the back. I suppose I could try to scratch it. Yeah, you could. I mean, you could scratch your name in there. Ooh, I don't know if I can handle the noise. but, or you could put something on the back there that indicates that you made it, or a piece of felt that's cut out to 3.6 inches. But I think it's like that so it will absorb the moisture. Cork, yep, cork would work as well. And I actually have some sheets of adhesive cork, so that might work as well. So Nicole, what we do after a video is, what I do after a video is I do tape them, so they're live, but I tape them, and then I reconfigure it and I put it on both my Miss Rita to the Rescue Facebook page, and then they're worried about the coaster scratching the furniture? No, it's super soft. It will not scratch. But you can put something on the bottom. Yeah, of course. So anyway, to watch this again, go to my YouTube page. It's under Miss Rita to the Rescue. And make sure you subscribe. There's over 300 videos there. And this one will be on there in about an hour. So you'll be able to kind of play with this and rewatch it anytime you like and stop it at certain points so you can get an idea, or you can fast forward over my talking. And then just a couple of housekeeping things. So I'm trying to reach a 10,000 subscriber goal. I am so close, as I mentioned. I'm going to be doing a giveaway. If you subscribe and comment on any of my YouTube videos, I will put your name in the running to win a prize. I'm going to pick that by the end of the week. Let's see, it's a $50 prize. It's from Cricut. It includes all Cricut, brand new Cricut stuff, materials or tools. I'm not really sure. We're kind of, the inventory has been so up and down with everybody wanting to Cricut. So I can't tell you what exactly it's going to be, but I am going to choose them. I'm going to choose my next winner from my YouTube page. Okay. Thanks, everybody. Also, I'll mention the sale is still going on at Cricut, 50% off and free shipping, no minimum. And remember, if you want to become a premium subscriber, that if you use my link, the code won't work for the subscription, but if you use my link, I'll get credit for the sale of that subscription. And if I win, I'm in a small group of people and they've challenged us. So if I win, I will win 12 Cricut cuties. I don't have one here to show you, but if you don't know, they're this little posable action figure type of thing. I'll win 12 Cricut cuties and I'll be giving them all away. So there you go. All right. So thank you, everyone, for coming today. Hope you have a wonderful day. Get out and get your milk and bread if you're on the East Coast. Shirley, yeah, some of the orders are delayed. I've been waiting. Some of them I've been getting like 3 or 4 days, which is great. That's back to the old time. And some I've waited a lot longer for, such as my maker was supposed to come on Monday. It's coming tomorrow. So yeah, be a little patient. They can't guarantee Christmas delivery, but if you need some materials, definitely use the link that's in my description and you'll save 10% off using my link and code, which is Miss Rita 1. And then if you're already a premium subscriber, you'll get 20% off, and that's over and above the 50% off that they're offering on all materials right now. All right. So thank you, everybody. You have not, Diana. Okay, I'm going to check on that, all right? Do I do local? I'm on the East Coast as well. I'm in Massachusetts, north of Mass, on the North Shore, and I am actually working with a local craft, like make and take kind of craft studio, and And I'll be doing probably in the spring when this COVID goes away, I'll probably be doing some live videos from the Make and Take place with my friend Wendy. And that way, if you're local, you can come and be involved. And if you're not, you can watch the live or the repeat. Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to check on that, Diane, because I know we had a lot of winners. So I will let you know. So if you have not received your prize from last month, let me know. And my email is missrita@gmail.com. And then the very last thing, yes, you are local, Shelley. And the very, very last thing is, if you're part of the Cricut card exchange, Dawn Walsh is now, I know, that's a Ladra. She's so cute, isn't she? Dawn Walsh is now going to be in charge of the Cricut card exchange. And remember, it's not just going to be for Christmas. There's a special group for it called Cricut Chat Holiday Card Exchange. But you can email me at missrita@gmail.com, and she's going to be managing that whole thing because I have just been too busy to do it justice. So thanks, everybody. I hope that we see you again tomorrow for the unicorn ornaments. Hey, all right, Marblehead. It's right next door. It's actually, there's Salem and then Peabody, which is where I live. So, Marblehead, that's what we call it. Everyone, love you guys. Stay safe, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.